Okay, so I didn't actually start recording until I had already begun cooking and then thought about it and decided, I should record this one too. So here's what we have in the pot. It's really dark in here. It's pretty late, as you can see. No natural light coming in through the window. So this is all I got. It's my kitchen light. This is a pot of a full package of beans, black beans. They had soaked overnight, so I put them in a bowl of water last night when I got home from work. And tonight that I'm home from work, I just drained the liquid that was there and put them in and added fresh water. I also added some of my black lava salt. I also added some flavored olive oil, bay leaves, a whole onion, as you can see, and I think 4 to 6 cloves of garlic. I can't remember how many. I'm leaving everything whole because I'm actually going to puree this when it's all done. Oh, and one more thing. That's right. I just got this, from Mountain Rose Herbs, the chili powder. Can I tell you, it is wonderful. I opened it the day it came and I smelled it and just thought, oh my God, this is the best. I have had chili powder before. This is by far the best ever. And I'm using it tonight for the first time and I'm thrilled. It's just, if it tastes like it smells, it's phenomenal. So I can't wait. And that's really it. That's all that's in here. So I'm basically putting I was just stirring it to get all the spices incorporated. And I am going to put a lid on it. Here, I'm going to try and do it one-handed. See how I do. I just want to line up. I'm just kind of jiggling the handle to make sure I got it on the track. But that's the line that's going to meet up with that. And then I'm going to close it and lock it. So it's lock position. Now I want to look here, and I see that it's all the way over here. I don't want steam coming out because I'm trying to build pressure right now. So it was on medium to fry up the onions quick. And now I'm going to turn up on high to really get it boiling. So how I began this in the pot before I turned on my camera was I had my pan getting hot. No oil. No nothing, just hot, searing pan at medium heat. I cut my onion and I placed it down so it would kind of make like a little steam housing underneath. So I just put it down and you could hear it sizzling away. So I just let it sizzle and not quite burn, but get it real brown. Then I immediately added, and that's right, I forgot, I did add some kind of whiskey or something I found. Just a little bit, just enough to kind of get it off of the bottom from sticking once it was to the point I wanted it. And that bought me enough time to quickly douse some water on it. So I, removed it from sticking with the little bit of alcohol, just, a couple of dashes, maybe, I don't know, maybe like this size, if that, half a cup. Let it cook down a little bit. And then when it got really reduced, added a lot of water to it. And then I started building. Then I threw in my whole garlic and I started throwing in my seasoning. And then I piled the beans on top of that and stirred it up. So that's where I'm at right now. And I'm basically just waiting for this to get hot. And you can see it's on. It's just, my stove isn't very quick. If this were a burner, it would be a lot faster if it were gas, but it's not. It's electric. So I won't bore you with that. I'm going to stop the tape and I'll start it up once it begins. Okay, I can hear it. I can hear it starting to hiss a little. And actually you can see it's starting to steam. And I am waiting for this button. Oh, and there she goes. Now that that's going, I'm going to set my timer. Oh, timer. Let's do 25 minutes for the beans. That's when I start it. And we're going to wait for it to start hissing out more than it is. It's doing some sputtering now, but I gotta wait. It's not quite built all the way. It's starting to bubble up. And I'm just waiting for that steam to start coming out. Here it comes. There it goes. All right, so we're getting a little bit. And we're going to start turning it down. So I'm going to turn it down to about there. About a medium low. And that's going to keep whistling like that. But it's going to calm down in a minute. I just wanted to make sure it does a quick boil in the beginning to get the beans started. And then move down. Not necessarily a slow cook because this is a very fast process with pressure. But it's the same effect. It's the same reason why you boil the rice quickly at first and then turn it down. Beans are the same way. So you want to give them a real quick boil at first and then turn it down so they get to cook down. And that's it. I'm going to let this thing go for the next 22 minutes. And I'll be right back. So while the beans are cooking, I'm getting some of the other ingredients together. What I'm making in the end is, I've called them Spicy Veggie Boats. You can kind of guess what the boat part is. It's going to be the leaf, like this. And I'm going to start the first layer of the leaf with a bean paste, which is what this will be. I'll puree it and make a nice black bean paste. The next level is going to be guacamole. And the next level on top of that will be fresh salsa. So it's going to be awesome. Right now I'm putting together the guacamole part. And for the first time, I went to Whole Foods and I have hemp oil. And oh my God, it's good stuff. It was definitely pricey. But I mean, the health benefits are amazing. And I took a little taste and I thought, this has got to be in the avocado because I just don't want it to get hidden with the robust flavor of the black beans. I mean, I want it to shine. So it'll be in the salsa and it's obviously going to be here in my guacamole. But this is how I begin. Look at that color. That emerald green. It's good. When your oil looks like that. Amazing. So I'm just going to let my garlic sit in the oil and just try to get the juices from the garlic to go into it. And actually, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to that to make sure those juices come out. So just a little salt to that, just to make sure it starts sucking them out of there and putting it into the oil. So I'm gonna actually let this sit and see if I can try and get them collected somehow. I'll have to get a spoon and push them all together, make sure I get every last bit of the garlic juice. But I'm going to let them sit for, 5-10 minutes. And then I'm going to start adding my avocado and then mash it all together. It's going to be wonderful. Okay, so I am actually, while I'm waiting, I'm just doing things around the kitchen. So I have this big package of baby spinach, and I am putting it into this cotton bag that I made. So I'm just throwing it in here, and I have like a little pull on the side. And I'll just do that. And it is ready to go in the fridge. should have plenty of air circulation. Vegetation, vegetables are alive. It's kind of a freaky thought, but excuse me, I'm recovering from a cold. I can't seem to clear my throat. They are still alive, so if you prevent them from breathing, you will, in a way, kill them, and that's when they start to decay and you get the rot. So keeping them in plastic is kind of a death sentence for them. So, I mean, they are right now breathing, taking in oxygen and releasing CO2. So you have to make sure that they get to breathe and you don't suffocate them. So keeping them in a cloth bag is perfect. And then they can stay in the fridge, and it'll also help keep the moisture off of them. So with that done, I'm actually going to come back over here. You can see how I have left my gorgeous organic hemp oil. Look at that. Oh my God. Perfect green. It looks so nutritious, full of omega-3s, and really, really tasty. Awesome stuff with my garlic. And our beans are done. Awesome. Let me turn this thing off before it makes me crazy, because it'll keep going. And all I'm going to do, this is going pretty hard. I turned it around because it's doing a really great job of steaming the place. I need moisture with all this heat running. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to move things around. I'm going to take it off of the burner and make sure my spoon is not in the way. I'm just going to take it off of the burner for a minute. Now you can dunk it in the sink and cool it off very rapidly, but you do lose some liquid when you do that, and it's pretty freakish when it happens because it sounds like it's about to blow up. So you can already hear it's quieted down already quite a bit. So that's just taking it off of the heat. There's still a lot of heat built up inside it, so it's going to take a couple of minutes for it to finish releasing pressure, but it's got to do it slowly. There's really no quick way. And when I say slowly, I'm talking a few minutes. It's really not a big deal. So while I get my guacamole together, I thought I would show you guys how I do it. Everybody knows to, you slice it in half, and then you twist in opposite directions, and then you take the knife like a machete and you just kind of stick it into the pit and twist, and then it pops right out. And I just used that paper towel I was using earlier to pull it off of my blade. But here's the other thing. I do a crosshatch, like dicing, like that. And instead of getting in there with a special tool or anything, I just start to squeeze it. And you can see they start to come out. And then you can just kind of turn it and just give it a light squeeze. And you can see, it's coming off. And there really isn't, there's not much left on there afterwards. But even after I have done that and kind of loosened it all off, like you can see the back of it. That's coming off pretty cleanly. But even after all that, even after that's off of there, and this is looking difficult because I'm trying to do it with one hand. Usually I get both hands and get it in there quick, and then what I would do after it's all done, which I would just kind of fast forward here and pretend I got it all. But then I'll just start pinching from the back and then work with my fingers forward. Obviously doing it with two hands is far more efficient than one hand, but you can get the idea. So I have finished blending together everything, and I actually already put away the avocado. This was just the mixing bowl it was in, and so as not to waste it because it is so good. I just threw in some greens and a little bit of water to kind of make it coat everything, and a little salt, and that's about ready to eat. That looks good. But before I can chow, this is done. Button is down. I'm going to go ahead and unlock it, turn it around so we can get a good look. Oof, there we go. I'm going to lift it up. All right. Very nice. That's awesome. So, my beans are definitely done. Look at my garlic. That is like just falling apart. Really, really good. And the onions too. I just slice right through them. They're very tender. I mean, this dull plastic spoon is working like a knife right now. And it's barely any pressure. It's just slicing right through. So what I'm going to do, because I'm going to puree this, it's easier to remove any excess liquid now before I puree it, and then add it as I go to get the consistency that I want. Perfect. So it's a good thing I removed the liquid because, as you can see, it almost has a little too much. I may have to cook it down a little bit more to get the rest of it out. It all depends on how it settles. It's not quite a paste. It's pretty close. So, unfortunately, I didn't take out enough water or juice at this point. So, note to self for next time, remove as much as you can because it really doesn't need much. So here it is. It's all done. And I will show you with a spoon what it looks like. So it's pretty thick. You can see how it stays on there. And it's really good. Really, really rich. It's awesome. So I'm going to put it in the container. And pretty much that's it. I'm going to assemble it tomorrow morning because it's kind of late and it's for a thing I'm doing at work. So this is the bean base. I'm going to put it in the fridge and then I'll put it all together tomorrow and I'll show you.
Meant to be an upstream sailor. I never wanted to do right. I was a sideshow while you painted trouble and the singing Bible.